Ooh. Hello and welcome to Wednesday Night Onlyfigs. I'm your host, Mr. Montoyfair, and I'm joined by the founder of the Neck Illuminati, the delayer of shipments, the procrastinator of pre-orders, the perfect person, the two-time daddy, my YouTube wife, Mrs. Montoyfair, Jamar_Games. But that's not all. We're also joined by the consumer of all things vile, one of the former co-hosts of the Figuratively Speaking podcast, Corey. And last but not least, we are joined by the man known as Bearded Spice. The man that Modern Toy Fair has full custody over. The man Optimus Prime popped and he refuses to stop. The Twilight Knight, the master of Mac, the three-pump chump of taking the show off the rails, Nate. How's everyone doing?
See, I don't mind being last now because it's like on those shows when, like, you know, the one that everybody was there to see, he had the final credit. Like, it was like, and, you know, Jaleel White as Urkel, because like everybody was there to watch fucking Urkel.
That's fair.
What's up, guys? How are you guys? I'm glad you guys are here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're done with your diva moment?
Actually, I just find it entertaining. I feel like I would regret not saying this if I didn't say it. But Michael, you do in the intro and you try to give like the deep voice. You're like, the man.
It roughs.
We have a bunch of titles. The man. We're Optimus Prime. You gotta hold it the whole way through.
Listen, that's rough on the vocal cords, okay? Especially doing it a second time in the same night.
I can tell. But it cracks me up every time.
Man, you were on one the night. You're just getting everybody.
It's been a long time. I've heard it and I thought it's so funny.
Oh shit. Here in the chat we got Fig Fan Samurai. What's up, homies? How's it going, man? Boogeyman 13. Evening, gents. Hey, man. Spider Fan. Hey, everyone. How's it going? Oh man, it's good for all of us to be back. I mean, last week was fun, but...
Oh, yeah, I was going to say...
It was fun. I listened to it on the way down because I was doing my Friday, and my Friday on that week, last week, was...
for work.
Yeah, I have to go somewhere where it's like an hour and a half away. And I was like, I'm going to listen to the show. And it was very entertaining. There were lots of times I wanted to comment, and you guys couldn't hear me. But...
He's just talking to us. It's like when you leave the radio on for your dog when you leave for the day to go to work.
I do that. Yeah, that's a good podcast though. That's like a good where you just want to talk.
Yeah.
Like people. Like,
no, it was very entertaining. I had a great time listening to it.
Well, you've got a great review there from one of the cast members of the show on why you should tune in every Wednesday for Wednesday Night Onlyfigs.
Completely unbiased.
Modern Toy Fair live stream is a real entertaining listen, says Modern Toy Fair live stream.
That'll be on the DVD version of this when it goes out. On the back.
Glowing reviews.
Yeah.
Oh man, Spider Fan. Last week I got some new stuff. I got Super 7, Patrick, and Squidward. Oh, the SpongeBob stuff. Did you not get SpongeBob?
How are those? I'm curious.
I mean, it's Boogeyman 13. It's the in quotations. It's the best show I star in. Oh, he's not wrong.
I believe I established that I have a and credit, so I can't really say I star in.
I mean, your face is literally on the cover every week. So like
Henry Winkler as the Fonz. I hesitated using that reference because it makes me look old, but I do want to comment.
I mean, I knew
that show was old when I was a kid,
and it was also on TV Land and Nick at Night all through the 90s.
Yeah, all right.
Nick at Night brought it back.
Sometimes
that and the Brady Bunch and like I Love Lucy were all still on Nick at Night and TV Land back when I was.
Basically, I'm just saying, I'm the
Happy Days.
Oh, Happy Days. That's right. I was like, I can't remember what it was called. I just.
It was the ginger kid and the Fonz.
Yeah. It was not American Graffiti, the TV show.
Wasn't there No, that was Coach. I'm thinking of Coach from. I was like, there's another old guy, but that was the bartender in Cheers.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
the old guy. Guess how old he was, Jamar?
37.
I think I seen something
During the
it was
first season.
Was he in his 30s? Or no, it was like 40 something.
He was 58.
Oh, Jesus.
58. He died at 61.
Oh,
61.
that's unfortunate.
I was
Michael,
guessing
will
because
be
I thought I'd
61
seen a
in
meme of
15
this.
years.
Oh,
So by
man.
the time,
I'll be hitting
I
my
get
midlife
whatever-
crisis when you're in your 60s.
right.
You're not
So
doing
then
that.
whenever I get whatever Super 7 thing I order in the next 3 years, I will be 61 years old.
Wow.
Damn.
At least you're gonna stick around to get your Super 7 pre-orders.
Right.
To be fair though, he probably fought in 3 wars, multiple crates of fresh.
Probably chain smoked on the set of Cheers.
Which character are we talking about on Cheers?
Coach.
The coach. He was like the.
Oh, the old. Okay.
Oh, old guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old guy
When you
was
said coach, I was
58.
thinking you were talking about the show coach. And I was
Oh,
like,
no.
Well,
That
we were
could be
thinking about
confusing.
Craig T. Nelson, who
Yeah.
was
Craig T.
probably 29 at the time, which he looked like he was 60.
hey, we're coming back around again because the other guy on Coach was Patrick from SpongeBob, who we were talking about.
Yeah.
Wait,
Full
no,
circle.
Bringing it full
Wait.
circle.
Yeah,
Bringing
he's
it full
also
circle.
he's also the dad of Marshall in How I Met Your Mother.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That doesn't bring it back around, but that is cool.
I'm
That's a
just
cool
I'm
tidbit.
just throwing that in. I wanted to be a part of it. Before I throw it back to the chat here, because we've got Spider Fan actually answering the question from 5 minutes ago. He did get SpongeBob like a month ago, and they're really fun figures.
Okay, great.
We've got Edward, I'm with Tanzer. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Evening. How's it going, man? We've got Matt Bush. Where was Woody Harrelson when Coach died?
He wasn't on the show yet. He was brought in to replace him.
Oh,
So
So
basically,
what?
so he was in line.
no. So
Wait a minute.
when Coach, the actor, died in real
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, we got that since he was 61 when he died. That would
Right.
be
So the next season, they brought on Coach or Woody, which I believe was Coach's nephew. He came to the city. I can't remember if he came to come see him and found out he'd passed or something like that. That seems to ring a bell, but it was something like that. But it was like when Shelley Long left and they brought in Kirstie Alley.
So you're telling me Coach
Mhm.
and then Woody Harrelson, they weren't. I swear
Nope.
that
They
Nope.
never
Wow.
talked to each other. They never
that
met
is
each other.
No.
crazy. That is crazy. I just assumed that. Yeah.
So
I didn't know.
Matt Bush
I mean,
would
I
like
was
us
a
to know
kid.
that the joke is that it was murder for his break. As in, like, where was he on the date of his death? Like, because he conveniently got this job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the joke that he was
Well,
trying to get.
he
Okay.
died of old age at 16.
Or did he?
61.
Kind of natural cause.
Boogeyman. He was also
Was
the
he friends with the Epsteins?
original missionaries of the sand.
He definitely killed himself.
I don't know what that is. The original missionaries of the sand.
Emissaries?
Miniseries. I can't read.
Missionaries.
Missionaries of the
Uh,
Saints.
he didn't put a space. He put mini series, and my brain couldn't comprehend what he was trying to say.
Oh.
There was no space between mini and series, so my brain was like, "What is this word? Missionaries, miniseries, what?" And it's mini
So
series.
what does it say?
Yeah. What?
He was also in the original mini series of the Sand.
Coach.
The
Woody
Stand.
Stand.
Harrelson.
So again, can't
The
read.
Stand. Yes.
Dyslexic as fuck.
Yes. Bill
What's
Something
the Stand?
bait.
Who
Faber
are we
make
talking
something.
about now again? Are we talking about Patrick?
Patrick.
Okay.
Patrick Star. All right. Let's
Oh, okay.
we should
I think-
probably do a numbers game, and I probably should have had you guys guess how old.
Yeah, that would have been a
It
great
was.
one, but instead we wasted that in 15 minutes.
I think it's a sign of getting older when you just like start riffing on TV shows like we just did.
I feel like actually this is the first time that me and Nate had TV show in common.
Yeah, because
Like,
usually it's
hey,
Nate rambling about a TV
I
show and
watched
explaining it to us because neither of us know what it is.
It was like IMDb, the podcast.
I like Cheers. Yeah, those are great times, though. Do they still do Nick at Night?
They do, but you don't want to know what's on it now.
Yeah, it's like
It's like Friends.
it's probably
Yeah.
past that now. It's probably like How I Met Your Mother and
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Yeah, like I know for sure
2.5
Friends is on there because I've stumbled across it a few times. Like
Big Bang.
that's like one of those things like when you go on vacation and you're at a hotel and you're like, oh, I have access to cable, and you start like flipping through and you're
Yeah.
one time I went to Nick at Night and it was Friends and I was like, well, that makes me sad.
I'm gonna go jump off this balcony.
I wonder how thick this window is.
But see, even I,
All right.
I just don't believe that's great.
They're like, we got to take Friends off of here. Everybody's jumping.
No, I don't think that that's crazy because that show is now 30 years old.
Yeah.
Shut
It's
up.
not like
So-
that's new.
But it didn't
But I just
end
mean,
30
like-
years ago. It started 30 years ago.
It ended 20 years ago.
Still, that's
Jesus.
not that long ago. When I was a kid and watching Nick at
No.
Night, they had the fucking Brady Bunch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
which was like probably 20 years prior.
no.
No, that would have been. And
Was
I
it
Love
the
Lucy
90s?
was in fucking black and white.
What,
But
was
that-
it the
that
90s,
actually doesn't
Michael?
mean-
Yeah, it would have been mid 90s, late 90s.
Yeah, and the
So
Brady Bunch
20
was
years
the
ago.
70s.
I thought it was the 60s.
But stuff
Nope.
like Gilligan's Island was made like 20 years before I was born. You know, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
way different.
In fucking Happy Days, that one's even older.
And we're coming
No,
back
that
around
was,
again.
that's
They
from
had
the
to.
70s.
Really?
It's back to Happy.
Happy Days is in the 70s.
That's totally 70s.
Yeah, it's like that 70s show being in the 90s. It's 20 years difference. So in the Happy Days, they were in the 70s. It was made in the 70s about the future. So that'd be like if they did it right now, it would be a show about some kid in 2004 talking about Limp Bizkit and
Well, you know.
Eminem.
These are the days of our lives.
That's
Anyway.
not the theme
Tyler
song at
Perry
all.
show.
Days-
So I'll
I'm
give
just
you guys
naming
our
shit
lives.
now.
No, I'm not even going to give you a limit because it's dumb.
I hate when you don't do that.
How
Oh,
old
No limit.
was Tim Allen when Home Improvement started?
Ooh,
Oh
I
my
think
God.
I know this actually. How?
How old?
This was
Tim
like after
Allen.
he had. Fun story. I don't know if you maybe mentioned this before. I don't know how I remember. He went to jail.
Yeah.
he dealt coke.
Mhm.
He was dealing. How crazy is that? He was
Santa
wild.
Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Well,
was
I mean, that
different,
makes-
dealing with a different snow before he was Santa Claus.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, but
So
He
while
was-
we get our answers in, back to the chat, we've got Eric the Meh. So what's happening with Jamar work Corey? He's getting replaced. I don't know what. Am I?
I'm coach.
Yeah, Jamar's gonna suddenly come dead one day.
Woody Harrelson?
Nice.
No, so we've decided now that Jamar is back that we are keeping Corey on full time. I could have swore we mentioned that either in
Maybe
the
not on
podcast
live show.
or the live stream. Well, this is the live stream, so
Yeah.
this would have been. I don't know. I mentioned it at some point before, I thought, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. Spider Fan did say Nickelodeon is in a horrible state now. Oh, based off that
Oh.
documentary that came out, they are in much bigger
Wow.
Yeah,
trouble
I
than
don't,
Nick
think
at Night.
I don't think we want to talk about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot worse things going on
Yeah.
than Nick at Night. Boogeyman, this will make you feel old. If Marty McFly went back in time today, he'd go back to 1994. Trippin' Ninja, cocaine is a hell of a drug. Matt Bush, you try delivering presents around the world in one night without coke.
Yeah, dude, I don't judge. I don't judge.
Oh man.
It's just funny because Tim Allen currently would judge, which is like, whoa,
Yeah.
come on, dude. Like, wait a minute.
You'd be like fucking
you-
drug dealers.
How did you make this arc? Yeah.
So are we ready?
Oh yeah.
We're ready.
All right. In 3, 2, 1. Ooh, fuck me.
Interesting.
I am so screwed. Damn it.
Oh,
come on.
I thought it was right before 40.
You know what? I
Yeah,
don't like
that
having
was
I don't
great.
like having 4 people now because now situations like that where I'm
You're
dead center
never
and I
gonna
have
win.
to be dead on to fucking get the numbers game.
So now, like next week, Corey's not on.
Yep. Just like sorry guys, I fired him because I can't have 0 chance at winning.
Corey had other obligations.
Wish him well in all of his future endeavors.
We'll put out a statement on our Twitter page or our TikToks that way in a few months it'll be gone.
After a not long-winded, but a very confusing text conversation or message conversation that I was misinterpreting from Craig, friend of the show. I messaged him about the was like, hey, I don't know if you were still looking for like the hoop and all that stuff for the figure that I have here. It was just a funny story. He was like, oh yeah, I saw it up in like off of How. And I was like, oh cool, I'm gonna drive out there. I never opened Facebook again and I didn't see it. He was like, oh, it's not there anymore. So I drove out there for nothing. So I came back home. And then another message popped up. I was like, oh yeah, it's in Cannes. So I was like, cool, I'll go check. And I found John Morant. That's basically, long story short there. Pretty cool. High flying dunker here.
I like that Ollie's
like,
ended up getting more than what Marshall's did months later.
Well, they definitely have way more. But like it's still weird that it's just specifically like Joel Embiid is like mountains and mountains and mountains of him, which is like a former MVP. Like,
let's be honest.
decent.
Who were people probably buying the most of on Hasbro's site? So they probably sold
Sure, that's
more
true.
LeBrons and the other guy you like. The other one that like I got, yeah. There was,
Steph Curry.
yeah, that guy. They probably bought mostly
Sure.
them, and they just had an abundance of the other guys because they weren't as popular. And they were $50
That
fucking
part is
dollars.
probably fair. Yeah, that part is probably fair.
Do you
but
think
something else? Go ahead.
Do you think Hasbro was like kind of ignorant in their thinking with that line, and they were like yeah, LeBron's a little more popular, Steph's a little more popular, so we'll make just there'll be 2 per case, but all the other guys will be 1 per case, and they got like these cases full, and they're like Hasbro Pulse is like, oh my god, we got to open all these boxes up and ship all the LeBrons, and now what do we do with all these boxes?
Mhm.
I'm almost curious. I would love like a small mini YouTube documentary on just like what happened. Like how did
No,
they
Hasbro
start
would have to
this
go out of business
line?
for that to happen, but I'd love that.
I would
Like,
love-
It's just because it doesn't make sense to me for the most part, kind of the players, but kind of not. And then just like the whole execution of everything, it's just a weird thing. And then, actually, this is a line that I would like to come back. There we go. Wink, wink for next episode.
So like, how can like Hasbro not make those with tattoos and stuff, but yet when McFarlane was making his sports figures, he had tattoos all over them.
So in his defense, 30 years ago, they weren't dealing with full legalities. Like Randy Orton with
I mean,
WWE.
he's doing sports figures now.
Yeah, but like what someone's saying is tattoo artists are getting wise to it and now suing companies over stuff like this. So like I don't blame them for wanting to not mess with it because Randy
I can
Orton,
see Hasbro
like
being-
Mattel and 2K have both had issues with his tattoo artists like trying to sue them and like get money.
I really, dude, tattoos should be for like I love tattoo artists and I have tattoos and stuff, but it's really like a for hire thing. Like, I mean, this is still my skin. You're not copywriting my skin. Like
Yeah.
that's insanity to me. Like that they even have a foothold on any of this. That makes no comprehensible sense to me at all. Like McFarlane or not McFarlane, like Marvel artists, they're drawing on a piece of paper and they're for hire, but yet you're drawing on someone's skin and you think you have rights to it? Like that's insane. I'm sorry.
Pretty good point.
He got
Like,
so worked up he
imagine
knocked
being
over his setup.
Like
I got
barber.
so mad that I just punched my iPad.
Like I cut that guy's hair. I
Yeah, that haircut is signature to my barbershop.
Exactly.
I waxed
but
that
yeah.
guy's chest.
Like Tom
'Cause
Cruise,
the
the
wrestlers-
doctor is like, I should get.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
just curious what kind of full service you get done at your barber shop.
No, I'm just saying like it could be anything at that point, like because
Other thing though that they have a lot of is the little hoops. So
You buy another one?
got his other hoop. This isn't mine, but it's Nate's, so it's his hoop.
I
But
wasn't
yeah,
sure if you were
it's-
gonna buy a second one because I know you mentioned because I know Nate mentioned
know,
one or two.
I thought about it, but then really the reality set in. And I was like, I don't have the space to put a second one up on the shelf that I have. So I was like, I guess.
Didn't stop Nate. Nate didn't have the space for the first one. It's probably sitting on his desk still.
But for like $3, it is kind of like, I should have grabbed another one just to be,
$3.
$3. I would have
They're
fucking
basically,
grabbed multiple.
like,
Yeah.
free. They're essentially free at this point.
Yeah, they make great props, if nothing else.
Yeah. But
I
that's
would
all
buy
know.
it if it had a little spring-loaded thing that you could shoot the balls into the hoop.
Or
You
like
can probably make it.
Yeah.
push the characters and then they like.
He's
fly
gonna
off.
launch him across the room.
No, these stands, dude. I don't know if they do these with other like figures, but like this is sturdy. I mean, it doesn't
I
give you
mean,
much,
for
like,
the $50 they were
adjustability,
charging for him, and they better be sturdy.
but he's not coming off of that. Like that's pretty wild. But yeah. Also, just to point out, because for all of these I mentioned like the likeness, this one's probably like the farthest off of him. I don't know why, but I think maybe because he was, I don't know when these were like initially done, because LeBron had a different number, so I wonder if these like went into production a while ago, like a few years.
Is it still a number they
before.
wore?
Yeah, LeBron wore 6 when he first went to LA. Then he
How
switched
long
to
has he
23.
been switched over?
And it's been, God, my memory sucks. Was it 3 years? 2 years?
Makes me wonder if maybe they
Well,
were gonna do it back during the
2020 he had
pandemic.
23. So it might have been right before the pandemic, because I think
Yeah.
he had 23 in 2020.
And then all the delays and everything, they're like, well, we'll wait until things calm down, and then things just didn't calm down for a long while, so they eventually just said fuck it, and then
And just
no one wanted to spend
You guys
$50.
also got to remember how long these have been out now.
2 years, right?
that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
When
they've
these were
probably
first
been out 2
announced,
years, yeah.
Or at least announced for 2 years, maybe at least, and then out for a year.
I think they've been out for 2 years.
I feel like we had this discussion like
Time
6
does
months
not-
ago.
We probably
Ew.
did. It's hard to keep track of
Yeah.
all this stuff.
But yeah, that's it.
Cool. Back to chat real quick. Spider fan. I lives through the 60s. I'm used to it. I'm assuming that's a reference that I don't get.
Or just saying they lived through the 60s.
I mean, yeah, maybe he lived through the 60s. But it's in quotations, so I assume it's a quote for something.
Okay.
I was looking to Nate to see if he recognized it.
I like the way you read it, though.
Yeah.
You mean correctly?
Yeah.
Northern Nomad, what's up, suckers? How's it going, man? All right, I do not have a whole lot this week. So, I have 2 things. One was something that just, it went up on, Hasbro Pulse is doing this outlet thing where, like, shit's discounted. And I was like, you know what? I could use this for a custom, that I kind of want to do a custom version of me. And I got the Peter Parker 2-pack because it was like $35. So I was like, okay, that's a more
I
reasonable.
love the 2-pack. That 2-pack's great.
Yeah, I was like, I have no like use for Smythe. Like, he's cool, but like I don't have any real attachment to him. But I was like, I can get rid of this head, and I can. I don't know if the one I have will be big enough because he's got a pretty big head, but I'll figure out
Yeah,
something.
he does.
And
Are
Are you
have
gonna
the
get meta
camera?
with it? Are you gonna get meta with it? Like he's taking. Oh, I get you. I get you.
I've got a bunch of those world's smallest and the little ball mystery ball like action figures. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then the other thing, last week we saw more Mafex reissues and me picking up things that I had to sell, which led to some announcements that you'll find out on Friday. But I picked up the Mafex Venom. And I swear, you can't tell, like on the camera, he looks very just like black. But in person, he has a lot more blue tint to him than I remember him having before. So I'm not sure if I'm just misremembering because it's been a while since I've had this figure, but he seems like he has a lot more blue, which I'm kind of here for because it's very reminiscent of Marvel vs. Capcom at that point, and I loved that. But yeah, it just caught me off guard because I'm like, is he brighter than he was last time? But yeah, so that's all I got.
Cool.
So that'd be you, Corey.
Okay. First off, I got some cool stands from. I think I got these on Amazon, but they're made by Figures Lab, and I was just kind of tired of some of my figures falling over, and I saw these on like Instagram, and they're pretty cool.
That's kind of reminiscent of what Hasbro uses during their live streams.
Yeah.
Except for I think they glue theirs to it. They don't actually have like pegs.
Those are pegs, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I can't remember how much they were, but yeah, Figures Lab. And I got them on Amazon. They're pretty cool. So I got those. And I got this multiple man too because they're like $7 now on Target, and I only had one. And I really like to keep these retro on card, so I was like, I bought 3 more of them just. So
I was gonna be like, and you only bought one? I feel like you need multiple for multiple man.
So now I have 4. But like, isn't he the evil version of Multiple Man?
I think so. Yeah.
Like he was in the Brotherhood in this outfit, so I don't necessarily really like this like stoic look. He should have had like a more. He's got like a mad look, but I don't know. This one's kind of useless to me. But I like him. And then
paint a sinister mustache on him then.
Sinister mustache.
Yeah.
I picked up another Marvel release, but from Selects.
Holy shit!
Because hard telling when Marvel is going to get around to making this classic looking Crimson Dynamo. I love how Selects picks like characters that should be larger than your normal 6-inch figure to make, so you could kind of fudge it into your collection. They've done that a couple of times now, like Titanium and stuff. So yeah, for reference, he's a little too big.
My Thor Ragnarok Hulk has always been the Diamond Select version. I've never bothered with that Build-A-Figure version.
That's fair.
Yeah, I have that Build-A-Figure version, and like every day I'm sitting here going, I should just get rid of that. Like,
and then you look at eBay and you're like, it's not worth getting rid of.
A lot better. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they re-released it, so it
Yeah.
dropped in value.
Then
Uh-oh. Did we lose him?
Don't worry, he'll go. Ooh.
next
Oh.
was Snout
Hey,
Spout.
came back.
Oh, did you lose me?
Oh,
Did you
we
lose me?
did.
Am I back?
there you go.
Oh,
You're back. Snout Spout.
Snout Spout. He's a
God, he looks gorgeous.
He's my
Look at him.
favorite.
He's
That is dope.
so cool. Articulated snout. Yeah, he's super fun. He's really big in comparison to other Masterverse figures. So I'm totally cool with paying the deluxe price with a character like this. I do not like he's got like kind of holes.
Nipples?
Like I thought that maybe more hoses would go in like these other spots, but they really don't. Like, and then there's like a hose spot for that. I don't know if it's like for customizing, but it kind of bugs me.
You buy multiple and you take the
sense.
hoses from those ones and put it on there.
Take the hoses from.
You buy 2 and you get the hoses from the other one. You put them on this one, so he has more hoses.
No, thank
you
no,
just
thank
have to
you.
wait
That
for it to
would-
clearance like all the other ones.
Figure way expensive. Way expensive.
Just wait for it to
But,
clearance.
I don't know. These are Mattel
Oh,
website exclusive,
creations.
So yeah, creations. So it'll be hard. He does come with a really cool like water spray effect, and he's got the what's that called?
Oh, where the
when-
light comes through his head?
Light
Yeah.
piping.
Light piping. There you go.
Is that what it's actually called?
He's got that too, so that's neat. Yeah, I absolutely love him. So hopefully this is the last time I buy him.
Probably
Buy this
not.
character anyway. Because I don't know, this is like four Snout Spouts now, or whatever.
Mhm.
So he's still pretty freaking awesome. And that's it for me. So
Snout Spout's always my favorite one to run into when I like see the Origins figures on the shelves at like Walmart and Target.
I love his origin story. Like his origin story is like Hordak just kidnaps a dude and just starts doing experiments on him. And he's like, robotic elephant, yes. Like why would they do that?
Why wouldn't you do that? Like
Mega
that's
Man,
yeah.
that's
I'm gonna go through this somewhat quickly because there is a couple of things here. I'll go through last week's stuff, and you guys already saw this with Corey last week, but I did open this, which is the BVS Dawn of Justice Batman. The grappling gun is a little too big, but I'm actually shocked that they included it at all.
Yeah.
So
That is a big gun.
kudos. Yeah. So kudos to McFarlane for getting that. But yeah, he's a cool figure. He looks great. His head's a little small, but other than that, he's cool.
I just can't wait to get you that Dark Knight figure so we can
Yeah.
see the cape. Because Corey won't open his because he's a coward.
Yeah. I'm definitely opening mine.
I am a
So-
coward.
Definitely opening mine.
Because Corey knows he doesn't want to keep it and he's going to sell it.
And
I
then
just feel if I open it, I will have immediate regret, even though I want to see the cape. I'll have to put him in my display case, and then there would be 2 Batman in there. That wouldn't make any
Get
sense.
rid of the other one. The other one's the shittier one.
anyway, I took part in
I
Target's
agree.
sale. So I got this for $11. Animal Man.
With his badger.
Yep, with his badger. You know there's going to be a non-gold label version with his coat, but whatever. Or maybe not, since this didn't sell well. But,
I mean, let's be
And
honest,
then
Todd
I
probably made it.
also-
It's just waiting to be released.
yeah.
Todd
Since
scored
It was
exclusive.
only $11 as well. I just went ahead and got the regular Chani as well. I have the one that came in the box, the 4-pack. But at this point, I've almost got everything. So I think I'm only missing now the Gurney Beast Robin 2-pack. And I had plenty of chances to get it, even at that reduced price, and I didn't because I really just didn't think I needed them. But now I think that's like the only thing I need. So now I'm kind of like, wait, it'll go on clearance. I'm sure at some
You
point.
don't need it. It's the
I
same
know.
figure.
I know.
The
But you
same
need it.
exact figures. Don't
Yeah.
buy it.
It's a different
I
packaging.
know. But I also got
It
Snap
doesn't
About. I
exist.
just-
Yeah,
I
it's not.
just-
Oh, that's a badass package.
It is.
sick.
It's excellent. So this is technically New Eternia, so it's got that awesome artwork, and then you open up the box and it's got that image, and then that opens and reveals the figure inside.
Well,
That's
it's a
awesome.
lot cooler until you open it, and now that box is a lot less and more impressive because it feels so empty.
Is there?
Well, all
he's
his- all
just
his
tied
accessories-
down.
Bottom.
Oh, he's got a little drawer. Okay, I was just like, wow,
Yeah,
that's so empty.
Yeah.
it's more like a
Yep,
display.
he's got a bunch of stuff down at the bottom. So if you
Here's-
wanted to open it up and not take it out, you could, but I will.
Here's my thing: is that like Mattel's doing the packaging right
Mm-hmm.
with like a figure that's only coming in the mail. Like, why wouldn't you make it all like recyclable stuff like that? Like,
Mhm.
put badass artwork on it so people don't want to throw it away, and
Yeah.
then don't use harmful plastics or whatever. But Hasbro's like, okay, most of our stuff is becoming mail order or this by mail stuff, so you're not even going to be able to like window shop it anyway. But yet they're bringing the window packaging back. It's very confusing to me, anyway.
Yeah, I get it.
I've grown used to it. I don't even want windows back. I'll probably get crucified for saying that, but
You will.
It's too late now because they're back.
It's already. I can hear it.
Yeah.
now.
So the next thing,
Oh, is that the one that like? Yeah.
Oh.
nice.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
Was that on sale too?
no. But my wife was like, "We have to get that."
And,
We've been
Barbie
chasing
got
the dog.
So you chase the dog with it?
oh. That is
Moss
awesome.
does not like it because it walks. You can it's awesome.
Okay,
It's a lot
How
of fun.
much was that?
I think it was 60, which I didn't think was really that bad.
So
No, I mean,
Jamar
that's
suddenly is
so-
less interested.
No, it's just my son is obsessed with this new movie, which means I'm gonna have to go see it. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how he come across like this video. Well, I know how. It was a YouTube channel that I put on this kid's YouTube of Jurassic World reviews and whatnot, and that guy reviewed some of these movie figures, and now he's like, I love Godzilla and King Kong. And I'm like, no, you don't. But now, like, and how like he would lose his shit over that. But $60.
Yeah.
You don't love
60
him that
bucks.
much?
I mean,
But it moves. That's the thing. That's
And lights
pretty
up.
dope.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
And makes
it's
sound.
radio control. Yeah.
Oh,
So you,
that's
like,
even
I
cooler.
literally was sitting on my couch, chasing Moss around with it,
Oh,
the
that's
floor.
tempting. That is fucking
Yeah.
tempting.
because every time then Moss would like get down and like, try to bark, and then he would do the. It was great. It was a lot of fun.
Poor Moss.
So it's definitely worth it.
He is in shambles right now, Moss.
Yeah.
It's like-
He's having some war flashbacks in the corner, hearing Fortunate Son play in the background.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Um,
he's Kong in this scenario. Huh?
That's true.
Scaredy Kong.
So so that was everything last week. That's what I would have shown off last week. And then this week, Nandor De Laurentiis and I went down to the Columbus Toy Show, but in typical fashion, we took 2 days to do it. So we went down Saturday, and we hit House of Plastic in Cincinnati first. I didn't get anything there, but I did get something at Target nearby because it was on sale, and I didn't have it, and Corey was not there to tell me no, and I don't regret it anyway. And that was this 2-pack. So, may thy knife chip and shatter, Paul here. And then I had, like, I'm sorry, he's my this Fade Ralph was my favorite thing about the movie. So I got another one of him, so I can just sit there and look at it, because that dude's dreamy, and this movie so awesome, and he was so great. My favorite part. And so yeah, I got him. The only thing different with this one is he's got blood on his face.
Oh shit.
And then this one's got the open mouth and no cape. But
That's Swiss cheese, Paul.
yeah,
No spoiler.
yeah. So yeah.
Boogeyman 8 or Biggerman 13 says RC Godzilla $60, causing emotional trauma, priceless.
Yeah.
Very big of
I
a-
also forgot because Nandor had ordered this, so we got them shipped together.
I'm so
So
jealous.
he handed it over. I haven't opened it yet, but I got the vamp because I was gone all weekend, and then I've been busy, and I want to open it, but I didn't yet. So, and then we stopped at Toy Department, which I didn't really get much, but it was cool to see the new location. But all I got was just a couple of, or I got this McFarlane figure for $5 because it's
$5.
Black Adam. My whole thing is like, I don't necessarily watch these movies. I don't really care. I love the designs. I love the way the characters look. And if I'm going to have a DC figure on my shelf and have a representation of Black Adam, then it's going to be the Rock version. And I'm totally fine with that. So, because it looks awesome.
Fair.
I got the Blue Beetle
Fair.
figure too, but I left him in my car, so you're not going to see him this week. But that's a great looking figure. I didn't see the movie. I may someday, but I haven't yet, and that's my Blue Beetle. That's the way I like it. So with that being said, I also got at the show then Superman.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that one's hard to find now for sure.
Yeah. Guess how much I paid for it in the box?
$60.
30.
15.
What?
Wow.
15?
Somebody
15.
did not know. Somebody didn't know
Yeah.
what they had. 'Cause that's an
They
expensive
probably
figure.
priced it as the regular one, which is the black one, because he doesn't appear in the movie that like this much. So this was an exclusive somewhere. But this is the one I wanted because this is the one that looks like Superman, so I can make it go
I think
like that.
I think it's Target. I think Target had
That might have
one
been.
the red cape.
Yeah, the stand that came with this one though was absolute shit. You put him on there, and I had him in this flying pose, and he just went.
Yep.
"Whoa." Yeah, they're awful, awful.
McFarlane stands.
And then, I did pick this up at the toy department too, and you're gonna laugh. Tori's gonna laugh. So, I bought this. The
Wow.
reason I bought this is I want the Minoc, and I want those masks because I'm doing a little project.
I can get behind this purchase.
Yeah. So I finally opened up my my BMF a couple weeks ago, and I've got plans on how it's going to get displayed. And one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little Minoc scene outside the door, And so I just was like, well, for $10, I'll get this Minoc and these 3 masks, and then I'll just chuck these figures somewhere because I had this at one time. They're shit figures, but $10, it's fine. I got it.
$10 for some accessories ain't bad.
Yeah,
I paid a lot more for accessories.
Do you still have it?
I still have that set for sure.
And then I got this at the show too because the price was unbeatable. This was the exclusive version of Black Chrysanthemum, which I just got the regular version because this was like $45, I think, on the website when it first came out, which was just So, but it's really cool packaging. It drops
cool.
out, and
this is vintage, right? Not the.
Yeah, this is vintage collection.
Oh, now that's some
$45
presentation. Take notes,
Wow.
Mattel. Like that's how you fucking do plastic free.
No, I mean, but also this was $45 for a $15.
Yeah, and you got a badass box.
And I did, but I didn't pay $45. I got this for $25, which is why I bought
That's a steal. Yeah.
I would have bought that for that much for sure.
Yeah.
I got the regular
And it
one
was
now on clearance for like 14 or something like that now.
Yep.
Still too expensive.
Which is what you think. You in your head you're still like regular ones are $10 and deluxe ones should be $15. That kind of thing.
Prices go up too quickly. My brain can't compensate.
Yeah.
Even though they've been up for a while.
I did grab a couple of Star Wars figures to fill out some dioramas. So I have like the Jabba's Palace hologram Luke kind of thing here. The last Hammerhead that they made, which is not a great figure, but at least it's better than the Power of the Force version.
I don't know. I like that. That's a good figure.
What, the Power of the Force one?
No, that one. What's wrong with that one?
No, it's just a little dated now. It's like 15 years old, but it's still it's way better than the other one.
Nate likes his Hammerheads fresh.
He just wants it to have like update articulation and stuff.
That's the one Black Series figure that I'm waiting on.
You got sexy Chewie?
So this is also a dated figure, but I did want the arms behind his head Chewie and the extra pieces for my BMF.
Does it have thrusts or like hip thrusts?
No.
Hula hoop action
Solo for said project for Minoc hunting. This guy, who I don't even know which movie he was from or anything. He's got a gun, so I know it's not the actual Reed.
He's
but
got
it was an alien,
3 eyes and DSL.
They don't make aliens really anymore, so
Don't
like when I see
it.
older, like nice looking figures like that.
I knew what you.
And then I bought this lady.
Isn't that
It's not.
was that from the pack? Was that the pack that was the Lucas family?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. I have a few of those.
Because they were like blue or green or something, I thought.
That chick looks like a Doctor Who character.
A little bit,
yeah.
yeah.
She does. So, okay. I got a couple more things to show, and then my big one. So, because I'm going to show you the big one. So one of the things, I go to these things with Nandor all the time, and one of the things he's really into right now is Superpowers, the vintage Superpowers line. And it's been fun to watch him collect those. He's got like a really nice Hall of Justice with the box, and he bought a Darkseid Destroyer this weekend with the box. And the funny thing is he knows a little bit about DC, but it's just the allure of the figures and the history of Kenner and that sort of thing that kind of gets him. So it's interesting to watch him like learn about all these characters the way I know them. And then I was sort of thinking about I love the Superpowers line, but I had a lot of them at one point, but I don't want to get in his way on that. And plus, if I didn't own it as a kid, I don't want vintage figures necessarily of something I didn't have. So then I got to thinking, I was like, I wish there was something that kind of remade those. And there was, which was Mattel DC Universe. Back in the day, they did a lot of Superpowers related figures. I'm sure Corey has most of them, if not all of them. Yeah, so just for fun, I got 2 of them really inexpensively. One isn't exactly the same as the Superpowers version, but I was like, screw it. I only paid $10 a piece for them. But the first one was Golden Pharaoh.
Oh.
Which is you know Jamar. You know Golden Pharaoh.
It
Yeah.
just reminds me of the 300 dude. What is it?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know.
Xerxes.
Xerxes, yeah. Xerxes.
Yeah. And then I also got Orion, which is not exactly like his superpowers version, but I don't care. I love Orion. I had this figure at one time. It's kind of one of the ones I did regret getting rid of because I used to have all the Fourth World stuff, which is fun because that's what's also cool about the superpowers line. There's a lot of Fourth World stuff in there, so I can pick those up again. So this will just be something fun for me to kind of slow jam when I'm at conventions and go to toy shows and things like that, and shops that I can look for because none of them are really that expensive. There's a few of them that are harder than others, but not. I was already looking at all of them, so that would just be kind of something fun to do.
I lost my mind when they made the Aztec Build-A-Figure. Lost my mind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And then I got one more purchase at the Columbus Toy Show. Yeah. I bought what I consider to be my holy grail. And I believe I mentioned this back on my
Toy therapy
episode. I think so.
It's hard to tell because you changed so much within a month of that video going up.
I did, but I don't. This is one of the things that hasn't changed. This has been, but that's what's also interesting. So while it's steeped in nostalgia, it's not something that's vintage, but it is also not new. It's 20 years old. So this is at the beginning of.
I mean, by Nick at Night
my
rules,
modern, right?
That's vintage.
Well, yeah, technically, it would be considered vintage at this point, but when we think of vintage, we think of 80s and 90s, not the early, aughts. In this case, 2004. So, and some of you, I've been building this up. I've been putting things out about it because I'm excited about it. But some of you are going to be like,
"What the fuck is this?"
I don't know, man. What the fuck is this? And also, there's a slight bit of hypocrisy in me for this too, which I'll elaborate.
Yeah, you're very uppity of some of your roles.
Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
So I'll just show it to you and see if you guys even know what it is. The funny thing is, when I put it up on Instagram, in the background, I showed it, but it's kind of so.
Is that one of the Muppets things?
That
yes.
Cost you so much money. How much was
cost
that?
me? So, well, how much do you think?
Is it complete? Because it looks like it's missing a lot of pieces.
More than not complete, but it's not missing as many as you think.
And that's the backstage of the Muppet, like.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right.
This is the Muppet Theater backstage.
Palisades Toys.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know how much those cost. At one point, I had the kitchen that I used for.
Yes.
Incomplete. So, this should have been the numbers game.
Yeah.
I would have lost $200.
I'm gonna say.
Well, first of all, why do you think it's incomplete?
Because I can see the pegs on the front of the thing there.
Okay. So those pegs did not come with anything.
Oh, really?
So the pegs that are there are for all the other accessories throughout the line. You can add them to this.
Okay.
Super 7.
So in that sense, it's modular. Like.
Okay.
So it is missing a few pieces.
Only a few, though. Okay.
Yeah, it's missing a antique style Victorola, so like an old style turntable, or, record player with the little horn speaker on it. It's missing a phone, and it's missing a coat rack.
Okay, box
and
or no box?
And then there's no box, and no figure, because it did have a Rolf.
A Rolf, okay. I thought Scooter came with him.
No, it was a naked Rolf. I have like the tuxedo Rolf because he came individually carded, but the regular just brown Rolf only came in this. So I did not get him. But yeah.
Rotate that around. I want to see inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like that you can go downstairs or upstairs.
So cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And it's got steps going down to the exit door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which it's
do the doors
like
open?
Oh. No, the doors do not open.
Okay.
That was a flower pot. But that's the fun thing because like the line is filled with so many accessories that there is a lot of stuff that can be added to this. And I've seen people online do a couple of really cool things. There is missing a little post, the little stair banister post here. but you know,
My guess is 325.
I said 500.
Jamar, what's your guess?
I said 200.
Michael, you came closest. I 350. He had 450 on it, and it was kind of funny because I lost my shit basically.
Oh, I bet.
I was looking at something else. I wanted to. I mean, basically, I've seen this twice in my life. The first time is when I passed on it because at the time when it came out, I believe it was $75 when it first came out, and I just couldn't swing it. In 2004, when it came out, no way. $75 on something like that. My wife, she was pregnant at the time. Like, I just ain't swinging no $75 thing. $75 back then was a lot of money.
That was like
It's like it's like $250.
yeah, that's like 2/3 of your paycheck back then.
Wait,
We were working
how
at Toys
old
R
were
Us.
you?
Talking 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. But inflation doesn't work that high. It's probably like $100.
Either way, I was poor at that time,
Fair.
and
fair.
I couldn't
what
afford
were,
it. So,
what were we making at Toys R Us back then?
well, in 2004,
Inflation is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I was
You're
probably
making
bringing
$7.
home like
Yeah, like $7-8.
Yeah.
I was a supervisor by that point, I think.
So $10.
25.
So yeah,
25.
probably $10, $11. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but yeah,
Yeah.
It's like,
that was a lot.
Ripped
Like,
me off.
that was like the most I had ever made at that time.
So
Yeah.
I looked this thing up on eBay just now. There's one that's complete, but is got a couple damages on some of the pieces, and the box is like in shit condition for $560 or best offer.
Yeah, and I don't even think that one has the Rolf in it.
It does.
Oh, it does.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because it's complete. It's just a couple of the pieces are broken, and then the box is like all caved in.
Yeah.
But it's complete. It's $560 plus $65 shipping. God forbid you get free shipping at that
Yeah,
point.
'cause it's,
Right.
well, I think it's
Right.
huge.
It is
Um,
it is a big piece. Now, the irony that I wanted to mention was that how I spent, last week or whatever, when the show came on, bitching about how I wouldn't spend $300 on a shoebox diorama for my Ninja Turtles.
Right.
But
But this does come significantly more, though. Let's be honest. And a
well,
figure.
well, in my case, it didn't. But
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more engineering involved with that.
Yeah, it's not
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
4 brick walls or 3 brick walls and a cement
The
floor.
moonwalking right now is insane.
well, no, in the fact that this has been around and there's so little of them, because at the time, like I said, they were $75 when they first came out. But I do acknowledge the irony. But whatever. Like I said, I've been looking for this for 20 years.
One sold
that line is
complete
getting ready to go, right?
on the 15th.
What's that?
When that thing was coming out, when the backstage was coming out, that line was almost like getting ready to like
No, yeah,
Take a hot
it was done. Yeah, that was the last
Palisade
thing.
was in trouble at that point.
So there was probably not that many of them.
Right. That and the is the Mayhem band, is that one like super rare too? The Mayhem the stage?
No, that was not. I mean, it's like 100 to 200 now. It's like not that expensive comparatively. What is really expensive is in the final wave there was the last sort of Electric Mayhem member, Lips. He's the trumpet player. He's not always featured as a band member, but I didn't get him. He's the only one now I don't have, other than Naked Ralph. But I'm cool with having the other Ralph. I don't have
Do
any
you have all the
versions,
other
but
playsets?
Yeah.
You have,
I have everything.
You do? You have Pigs in Space? Damn, boy.
I
That's
have
pretty
I have every regular released figure, and I have a large selection of exclusives. Although I sold some of the exclusives off a couple years ago when they were going for a lot of money, and I sold all my variants, the ones that were not screen accurate.
Cool.
What were you going to say, Michael?
So 2 things here. One pre-owned one sold, 100% complete, no box, $400.
Yeah, that's good.
One brand new in box. Guess how much that motherfucker sold for back on February 3rd?
1300.
$1,300. What about?
I would say 11.
Jamar?
800.
Well, Nate's the closest. It was
Damn, man.
$999.99.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you're highly sought after for sure.
Yeah, but there's so far I've only found 3. The one that I mentioned that's listed now, and those 2 sold listings. So that's wild to me. Like that is insane.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. It is.
Which doesn't surprise me though, because I had a hard time tracking down that kitchen when I bought it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that
and
thing
that
was,
one was more plentiful than the backstage was.
Yeah, but that one also I think I
that was
paid like
insane.
$230 for mine. So like.
Yeah. You still have it?
No, I got rid of it because like I took 6 photos with it, and I was like, I don't have fucking room for this thing. Because unlike my like foam like custom diodes, those I can take apart because they're magnetic. That thing was just like it took up that space. So I was like,
I took some great ET pictures with that kitchen, like when ET was getting drunk.
mm-hmm.
That scene with my NECA figures, like that was fun.
I had a lot of fun with it, and like it was sad to see it go, but I was like, I don't have room for this. Like I did not prepare for how massive it was.
Yeah, and this is at least a third bigger than that.
Yeah, and it's definitely taller, which I feel like would be even bigger pain because my shelves are only so tall too.
Yeah. So yeah, I have that, and now it's kind of like, I mean, I have little things, but I have no real like Grail. I mean, I now have Eternia and this, like.
See, I like that. I thought that was a really good one. I wasn't sure what it was going to be. Like you said, I have a Grail piece, and I hyped it up. The thumbnail is literally you with King Arthur's crown with the Grail in the background. So I was like, fingers crossed this isn't a letdown, and it's going to be like a vintage collection figure or something.
I can't say whether or not it build up to the hype for you as a viewer, but for me, like this has been what like you would even at that kind of price, like I walked home and my wife saw it and she just went, nice.
Not even like
that's
how much did that run?
Nope. She didn't even ask. So, because I took a slot of them out with me, and whatever I didn't come home with, I didn't come home with. So,
there you go.
Yep. But I also got her that poster, which she was pretty pumped about.
So you lightened the blow a little bit on the top of it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to chat real quick before we close it out because we've been neglecting them for a hot minute here. So Beep Boop Derp asked if we had watched X-Men 97. So he just watched it. I have not.
Yes, it's awesome. It's awesome.
I think you're the only one of the 3
awesome.
or 4 of us who has.
Watch it tonight.
I'm glad it's awesome. I didn't watch it. Like I don't know that I will watch it just because it's not really my thing. But I'm legit happy that you're like It's
not your thing.
It's not that cartoon. I don't.
That was after his time.
So what? He still loves.
He was
X-Men.
pretending not to
I
liking
do love
toys
X-Men.
when he was at that age.
I do love X-Men. I just
Like,
don't see myself.
I don't mean to be like the negative auras surrounding it, like all these people coming out and being like X-Men's woke. It's like
It's
X-Men's
always been
woke.
Yeah, it's an entire metaphor for racism and bigotry. Like,
and if you go back and watch the old cartoon, it's like, oh my god, like they went hardcore back then with the wokeness, right?
mm-hmm.
The new one is so good, like in terms of like just kind of sticking it to people who it's like, dude, you don't have a leg to stand on when it comes to some of these point of views, you know. That's what I think is so awesome about the first episode. Is just like, boom, this is what we're about, and if you don't like it, stop watching now. Like it's so good. About
I guess my answer should be I probably won't be watching it right away, but I'm very glad that it's good. Is that better?
Yeah. And like, guys, I'm sorry to say my battery might die here in like any second now. I'm sorry, but I don't have a plug.
Let me get through the chat real quick and we'll close out.
Okay.
So after that, we've got Fig Fan Samurai. That Dune 2-pack is worth every penny of the $17 it costs. He also said that the Superman was a Target exclusive. Northern Nomad said Michael's laugh is to die for with a bunch of laughing emojis. He also said, Nate, I've got both of those to your DC Universe figures.
Oh yeah.
Boogeyman, nice. That backstage set is cool. Muppets greater than Turtles. How dare you?
I will be showing off here. Like I wanted to make sure I showed it off right away, because I didn't want to hold that and be like, oh yeah, I'll show it eventually. But I do then hopefully want to show it off when I get it all set up because like I said, I have everything. So like all the accessories and the different characters and stuff like that I want to put on it. So
I can't wait. I'm excited because those playsets are so cool. Like I remember looking at all of them when I was looking for the kitchen. I was like, oh, that's that. How did I miss these? Northern Nomad. Yeah, that pic of Nate in the chainmail helmet was hilarious. Boogeyman, I fell real hard into Diamond Select Muppets earlier this year. The fact that their 112 sale sold me. Northern Nomad, Corey, vileness equals negativity, LOL.
Negativity? What?
Oh, vile is kind of a negative thing, technically.
Not in my terms.
It's like
Vile consumption.
Means
Vile
you eat
consumption.
negative things?
No. People are buying my posters and they're terrible, so it's a vile consumption.
So everyone else is you create the terribleness and they're consuming it. That's what it means.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I will tell you guys later on. It was me and a person who is no longer my friend. We actually came up with that term a long time ago, but we'll save that for another day.
Wow, that took a turn. Well,
sounds like a
it's
Patreon
fun.
episode.
Good point.
On that note, if you enjoyed this live stream and you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. Get a bunch of toy-related content in your feed. Channel has all sorts of videos, toy hunts, reviews, customizing videos, all sorts of stuff. And then, of course, the podcast. Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Modern Toy Fair. Real quick, before I forget, we've been pimping this out for a month now, and it finally is out. And that is Toytography Magazine. The March issue is here. It's quarterly. All sorts of fun stuff of articles of, how to and improve and start toy photography. Plus they have interviews with actual like artists out there in the dioramas and photography. But if you scroll through it, you may see some familiar faces because we have a half-page ad in there that we traded for the sponsorship of the show. And in the Facebook group, one of my photos won the contest to be in the actual fucking glare from all these lights, the magazine. So fun little thing there. I was excited to pick mine up. Link will be in the description below. You can also go back and get all of the previous issues as well. If you are already a fan of the channel though and you'd like to help support us, you can go over to patreon.com/Modern Toy Fair. Bunch of tiers of different rewards. We've got some free trials. Check it out. We appreciate it. You can check Jamar out over on TikTok at Jamar_games until TikTok gets shut down. Corey, would you like to let everyone know where they can find you?
Bioconsumption, Facebook, Instagram, Google. That's about it. Internet. Look it up.
Awesome.
Word.
Link to some of his socials will be in the description below as well. Neat, what you got for us this week?
Well, even though I'm not watching X-Men, I am going back through regular show, which has been a blast. So,
do tell.
Yeah, we're at the end of season 2. So,
my favorite episode is Mordecai and the Rigby's.
It's a good one. We just saw that one. It's funny because like I've seen the show before, and now we're watching them again. And we're watching multiples at a time. It just seems like every episode, I'm shocked when things go nuts. Every time, I'm like, "What's going on? Why is it doing this?" Every time. I love it.
All right.
Well,
on that note,
yeah, GBF to giant bearded face. That guy's funny.
Yeah,
that could be you. That could be you, Nate. Giant bearded face.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll see you next week. Same toy time, same Toy Fair channel.
Well,
Thank you for watching.